lead with 5 rounds of their own. Now the lead is theirs and a chance to take it to GE on their own map pick. Remember, Global Esports wanted to take Haven into the map pool, perhaps thinking that it was a weakness for XLG, who struggled against their regional rivals. But you know what? A lot has changed in a very short period of time. XLG looking like they came here to play. They're not far away from winning.
Yeah, unfortunately for G, it does.
Bro, I don't know what it is. It has to be like Streamlabs or something.
It happened yesterday. They were able to turn the series around, but
I hate that this is happening though, man. I'm gonna lose my fucking mind. It's happening on Twitch and YouTube.
It's been a rough start.
And it's not my internet.
Someone who was lights out in their series yesterday, but there's still a second half to be played. And the defensive side of this comp can be very difficult. Already, Raga caught. The same can be said for Noman, but he had support on the site. Lysor trying to hold the line, but running out of bullets, and well, I didn't have any friends to play with. 2 stand.
Oh my god.
They turn this pistol.
Happyway has been very impressive so far, but Patman's quick to put him in his place, leaving Leo 1 versus 4. You know, it's definitely not in his favor. The deadlock wall certainly doesn't help out. I would say the trip behind, but they certainly already know where he is. That'll be a cleanup for GE and a chance to put things level at 7-7.
OBS issue or some ISP, maybe.
Yeah, that's the thing. It'll be both.
Bro, I'm so annoyed.
Both teams winning 5 rounds in a row. Talking about them being scrim partners playing against each other regularly, it almost seems like this one's been mapped out, but I also do go in looking at GE on the attack. Like, you kind of expect having that double senti to maybe help you out on the defensive side, but I also do think that a lot of deadlock compositions have potential on the attack, at least to clear angles, make things that little bit more awkward, not leave you with safe space to stand in.
It's because I have to restart everything as well, like go back to my YouTube.
What
and
ideas they have. It will, however, put a lot of pressure onto Yudotan. Over on that Neon, it's going to have to be that hard entry for the majority of rounds, and at least in this one, a bit of a slower paced default. Of course, maybe even expecting there to be a stack, which there is. Although I will say at the moment, Autumn is walking directly into it. Of course, he's normally alert.
I'll see if there's like anything that I can fix.
It's a good thing the wall was in the way there.
It didn't look like it was, but you know.
No, it didn't, but pretty sure I saw a man get shot in the head and not go down. Autumn finds himself 1, does some damage, loses a Marshal. It is what it is. If anything, confirmation.
I mean, they have an empty C side. It should be fine.
That the C side is the right way to go. The spike can make it there. It's been sprinting ever since he went down. It's just now making it towards the site. Deep position from Patman. This is a big risk, but he should fly under the radar. You never really expect someone to be embedded in a round like this, and it means.
I mean, they're going to be happy that it's an Omen getting those kills.
Yeah, he also had nothing to lose. I think that's the best thing about it. They kill him, they get a ghost. He's at least delayed them a little bit, and he can give the information over. He even threw down a deeper smoke to go like, okay, yeah, you need to play into this site from here. And instead, he's able to farm them up. 7-7, level once again. And for GE, it's not the greatest of bonus rounds, but Patman getting that many additional kills means he can now invest into a Vandal. They will, of course, be coming up against 5.
I'd be surprised if it's Slob's fault, really?
Yeah, but you take a look at what GE have to work with for the next. I mean, the money is stacked very high after a light buy in the previous.
Okay.
Oh, Patman. He might have had a big play in the previous round, but this one amounts to nothing. Great response from Leo. And XLG have the man advantage to work with. Good stun, but there's a second layer to this defense. Rarga was standing by, and that's completely caught Yudotan off guard. Rarga with another, and the Molly buying more time, allowing them to break this wall, or at least have it decently broken. Oh, this is a problem.
They've done so much damage, though. Harvey is desperately low, but even still,
I'll check it later.
Connecting, not able to get
I'll check it later, bro, but it's driving me fucking nuts.
Just trying to run for the hills.
All good, all good, all good.
I think realizing that
this has been happening once a day for the last 3 days.
Pretty much anywhere on that site would have been an immediate death sentence.
Most annoying thing ever.
Maybe they
tech issues.
Away. That's all he really has, is the element of surprise. And if they just wait and play this together on the XLG side,
30 seconds left.
there is no element of surprise because at some point he has the plant. And it even seems like they're beginning to make the rotation. Maybe
It dies on YouTube as well, yeah.
Earlier. They are very close by.
Planted.
Yeah, the drone gets around in time, so they're not even worried about the gong. They know exactly where he is. And now, well, now it is exactly pinpoint with a reveal up top. They know he hasn't gone to mid. They got there in time to fill in that space. The dots connected. Javi is going to have a sensational performance, and he almost had a shot fired at each player. Luckily, they didn't land. XLG are back in the lead.
Yeah, not bad for a bonus round, but I also think it wasn't really the weapons that you expected to do the damage in the bonus round. Patman with one of the only rifles fighting.
Back to the gun rounds.
Yudotan doing the same. It was definitely a bit of a, I guess, disjointed, more surprise factor style round out from GE, which you can kind of expect in those low buys, but now they come in with the full investment. Raga will, however, have that run it back online. Definitely still yet to see.
I hate this dart, man.
We can from Raga on this Phoenix.
It's a very low value dart, chat. People do it because they think it's good against Cypher, but in reality, it's just infinite timings that can happen as a result of this dart. And it's a very easy dart to pre-aim, very easy dart to break from far.
Chance for him to have his moment. Doesn't feel too far away. For GE, it's going to have to be great usage of this double sentinel comp while on the attack. It can be hard at times, but was certainly a period where the double sentinel
ads. Oh my fucking god, bro.
Then on the defense.
It's because I restarted stream at auto ran ads. That's so fire.
Whether they can make it work is a different story. Autumn's going to be spotted outside of A. They have no
love that. Absolutely love that.
He's going to go down very soon, and he could have himself a freebie. He wasn't peeking.
He's just holding the control. Oh, okay. It was a reaction shot.
Hard holding that.
Autumn, like you see the swing come out to maybe try and get an individual fight, and Autumn's managed to get the kill, and we even had our own third-person observer for that one in the form of Harvey. Even still, though, they're walking into what is the Senti setup. The spike on that side and still spread across the map is the rest of GE. A chance to maybe
oh my, that deadlock wall makes it weird.
But immediate double kills up for the global esports side.
Rarga's out.
Not likely to
oh my god, so that's so sad, bro. His Phoenix all got full boxed by a fucking deadlock wall.
Who closes it with 3? A flawless round for GE into their attack side buy. And guess what? We're level again.
That was a really nice play by Crystal. He decides to play much further behind the pack, deeper into Garage. And the response a lot of the time from that backside has been to put the paranoia through. Lysor fires the paranoia. I think it catches 2 or 3 players, but it doesn't catch.
Damn, do you guys see the Ethan tweet? Can't even be mad. We don't deserve to win shit with how we've been playing. Ooh.
That avoided what could have been a really nice fight back from Lysor up on that plat. Set 8-8. XLG challenged and forced down to pistols.
Heard you made this comp for GE?
Esports taking themselves the lead.
No, I didn't. I hate this comp.
Well, that's going to help.
I don't like this comp.
I was going to say they've always been pretty good in these rounds, but when you have that mid trap and lose a player so early on A, there has to be that.
I mean, if you get sight, it's pretty good. Post plant. Post plant deadlock's pretty fire.
And now though they are sticking around, and
I heard it's your fave comp. You made it. You're the GOAT, bro. I'm gonna post that you made this comp. Please do not post that. Are you believing in the comp now? No.
Because he does like even
XLG just got 13-3'd or something by DRG. You think that GE is supposed to be 8-8 on their map pick against XLG?
Yeah, they've gone to the players on A. A space has been taken there, but the problem is the spike has to make it across already. One pickup for XLG. This early push getting them in a really nice position. Crystal's made it out. Wall behind as well, just to contain. And a 4v3 from this spot doesn't look too bad.
I mean, 4v3, eco, retake. Yeah, good luck, bro.
Argo will heal up a little bit. Happy Ways managed to find one. Even damage here would be nice, but we're starting to see the step up of Autumn. Okay, Patman.
Yudotan's 1 HP to Bandit.
In a bit of a shaky spot, but never mind. Autumn there to save the day. After a very slow start to the game as well, he's now level.
Can you pretend to be the coach in the next time out and simulate what you'd say? The problem is I don't know what their game plan and strat book is, so it's hard to know exactly what adjustments to call. Because there's like the theoretical like what's good for the map. If there's any like crazy map fundamental issues, you just don't know like the enemy teams like you don't know these teams like approach and what strats they can fall back on. For example, like how does GE not have a Sova ult strat that they're going into immediately when Javi gets his ult on 5th round? That's like a good example of that. Like how does he end up saving ult for 5 rounds as Sova on Haven? I feel like every Sova on this map like has like a few set ult rounds they love doing. They always run them. Even reactionary positions to be able to Sova ult. And then you go into like set fights that you like to do. I don't get it.
Coming up for No Man as well. You're going to have the rifle.
What do you think about XLG Lotus? Can GE dominate them or not? Probably not. XLG will probably win Lotus. So GE definitely needs to win this. I mean, if GE is stealing XLG's comp, you can kind of understand that at least like GE will have some ante to understand what the weaknesses of the comp are, especially since they played it. So maybe they could prepare some idea, given that they didn't ban the Lotus. They've accepted that they will play against it. Yo, your tips are crazy, King. Thank you, bro.
Here on the defense. Flash in the pan, winning the 3rd round, but that's how you expect that early half to go. Anti-eco is all they've got under their belt. An immediate idea from Crystal to pop the ultimate, closing the distance towards this A site. Target selection here, it's going down below. That's a perfect hit. Rarger's going to be caught. Let's listen into this chaos.
Can you plant? Get ready. Kill, get.
Omen TP somewhere.
Kill, can you plant?
Yeah.
Behind you, kill.
He's fine. Plan for long, guys.
Guys, listen.
Long and short plan.
Guys, I have flash,
I can watch Heaven on camera, okay?
Yeah. I have ulti, guys. I
have Heaven on cam. I have CT also. I have the stun. Cannot come out yet. Probably gonna save.
Yeah, they save.
Yeah, go take them.
They had money.
You don't pick, don't pick.
This is kind of exactly what I was talking about, isn't it? That they get the opener with that ultimate.
Omen TP somewhere, and he said, behind you.
Site, but because 2 players were isolated out and it was only 1 player in, there was no
funny ass comms. I like that.
Also, there's one small detail that I really like.
Would you rather win 5 titles as a coach and make 5K a month doing so, or make 50K a month and win nothing? What the fuck? What kind of question is that?
Get shot in the face, and so you've just
isn't it obvious?
Credits. He goes, I know I'm going to do that. I know
I ain't a sellout, bro.
I'm just going to buy a stinger. And then, if
5 titles,
I can take his gun. It's given them a little economic boost. It's given them an opener. And well, they're going to try and take the guns away. And there is Crystal with that rifle, who's going to manage to take down No Man with the AWP.
It's funny saying the guy's in the middle of the board.
You guys are saying 50K.
His impact in every
cap. That's not cap.
And then sometimes he just pops up with like a close to a 30 bomb. Like,
yeah.
This is such a valuable player to have. Thinking back to yesterday, it was
600K a year. But the problem is, you take 600K a year, but then you're only getting 1 year. You didn't win anything.
This guy has been a menace.
Wait, am I going? By the way, am I going to like the finals every time or no?
As well, because for him, this game is personal.
With 5 titles, you could make that on content. That's what I'm saying. You know how famous you would be if you're like a pro coach winning 5 titles in a row?
And that meant they had to make a choice between...
If I was doing my YouTube content right now, but with 5 titles in a row, would it not just be like my stream is probably like 20x the size? Minimum.
Didn't decide to keep him, and what a happy way.
And my YouTube content would definitely get like crazy push.
He is going to survive.
One of the 2 rifles for XLG, but they've pushed him.
Just get 5 titles in a row? Well, yeah. I mean, if I could, I would.
Sporting a few scars from that
no team wants to win that bad, though. They didn't want to pick me up. So fucked up. I like the idea from Batman. That's always been such a good, like, in theory kind of idea. They didn't hear this updraft. Oh my god, they didn't hear the updraft. The refight in the backside is beautiful from GE, though.
It's completely...
They smoked off their own flank, so it's like, what are you going to do? That's sad. That's sad. That's sad. That's sad. They actually smoked off their own flank. That's fucked up. That's actually fucked up.
Potential to
No, that's
change
actually
the
fucked.
game, but they got just enough done before he arrived.
Give me the crystal replay right now. Give me what he was doing in that moment. Oh, if I saw that across the stage, I'd be so mad. I do like the adaptation from GI. I think they started to realize that they were completely trapped. Thank you for that replay. My man is having a great time.
If my team doesn't wait for my flank, I'm crashing out. I mean, if they're making noise though intentionally to help set up the flank, I think it's okay.
This attack side has.
Like it wasn't like they were like flooding out fully. They were like making noise and they got refought in the backside on the deep spawn line. I feel like that kind of felt like a little normal. Could be tripping. I might have missed some details there, but
it didn't look that way. Okay, TP from Pac-Man caught. Braga's gonna immediately just send his ult through, caught by the stun.
Nice.
Made sure that didn't go any further.
he's in A-Link.
Again, it feels like every round Crystal has that high impact.
Oh my
shot! And
Jesus.
he almost corrected as well. GE find themselves a man down, facing into the operator. It's only
Nice
going to
pick.
get worse, and now Blade Storm's activated. No
Is-
man.
is he
not
breaking his own
losing this
wall?
round. Not if he has anything to say about it. Leo, it's easy, as can be.
He was breaking his own deadlock wall.
Managed to avoid
Goodbye.
the spray from Leo, but the shot from No Man's a different story. 11 for GE, but now 9 for XLG. The gap is closing slowly.
Yeah, not too far behind. And
Maybe they should one-way the box instead of smoking long. I agree with that take.
it felt like when that didn't go to plan, the backup plan was just
One of the
try and
best
retreat
positions
back
to hold
into the
flank
B side, and it looked like XLG from
while you're
start
in a
to finish
post
were
and
well
being
away,
able to pivot
especially
is
after
literally at the
round
green
being
box.
caught.
So if you one-way that green
Cleared out
box
a lot
on
of
the
that
C,
space.
the C retake actually helps
The
so
operator
much.
of No Man finally
Prevents
able
an
to find a
angle
couple
to
of
peek on
targets
timing
as well.
garage along with a good angle to hold flank.
And again, we're going to see that pressure put towards C from them. They're going to know.
Leo's had
early that it
a
is
fair
this
amount
side
of
the map.
mix-ups in
It's
terms
just
of his
how
utility for A lobby.
decide to go the
He did
other
the
way.
Cypher cage dart one time, then he did a dart on back wall one time, dart on ground one time, shock on ground.
Operator.
Thankfully, I don't think anyone's rounding that corner before the
Drone long doesn't really fully get the actual tucked position, so it might be a little bit of a bait.
Actually, 3. They know that Sova was close as well, but they're not ready for you to
He's killed the
just
upper.
walk in.
What?
They
He's killed the
saw-
tucked
I'm
position
so
and the
perplexed.
upper.
They had so much information. They saw him step forward. When last they looked, and moments later, they're blindsided by a man that told them he was coming. Good stun too. Lysor.
Will playoff draw be after this game? Yes.
Well,
There was no follow-up.
not sure what the idea was there, but well, styling on him hasn't worked out. The flank has though.
Yeah, no, a great round from Udaton. I will say, the fact that it seemed like he also knew 2 players were there and just went for it, there was no teammate anywhere even remotely close. That was
never
just
took
it.
step.
Like, look at the map. It's mental that he just went, all right, I'm just going to win this round
I
for the
also knew
team.
there was an op there. Like, that is I completely agree. A crazy repeat to go for.
That is literally a man who doesn't give a damn. Like, that is what I've just witnessed. And, well, you know, he's having a good laugh about it because he has just won them the round. That's got to be infuriating as well for XLG. You have the right setup to stop.
How is
him,
G
and
not
you
timed
just
out?
get wrecked.
They didn't time
There's
out?
no table strong
Like that
enough to
entire,
survive
like,
the bash that it's getting after that one.
Defensive half?
For XLG. Oh no, the barrel pointing through for Autumn. He's being sold down the river, and that's at least going to be the man advantage for XLG in a crucial round. Ult used by GE. They get
What
space,
inspired you
they
to make
find the
this deadlock
C
comp?
site,
I didn't make
but
this
XLG
comp.
are waiting as well. They still have a camera.
MIBR is overrated. Thank you for the gifted to Alex, bro.
Have is Rarga.
Appreciate it.
Eventually. Happyway's not in a bad position, but it definitely seems like they know there could be a player here. Even still, though, Leo's done well. Trade back as well, putting it into a more advantageous position. A singular kill will get Harvey his ult, but they are being flanked again.
Changing the games with these comps,
Science utility is
streamer.
gone. Well, so is Udotan as well. Harvey needs a clutch for the ages, but he's already managed to. He's being revealed.
Bro,
as
Javi has been so impactful today.
Also gets the last, but
There's
finally
no
No
way he
Man
almost
strikes at the
1v4'd
man.
that.
That 1v4
The damage that he's
shouldn't even be
done
close.
is fucked.
Well, you know, he makes it look pretty good.
This time, the
Earlier,
fight for No
Zix
Man
was
works
saying he
out.
just thinks
Thankfully,
Deadlock
they
is
got 2
underpicked on this
targets
map,
to
so he
deal
made
with.
this comp around it.
12 to 10 and 2 chances.
Yo, that
Again,
gun
with how they
sticking
started
through
for
is so
XLG, I
troll,
love
by the
setup
way.
They went for. Happyway's so smart to just tuck in. Here's some utility being placed, but doesn't jump the gun. waits for his teammate to take a fight, and then he's there to catch the player who's trying to trade onto his buddy. Very nicely done.
Rank 1 DoorDash customer is fucked.
It was very close.
That's a fucked up comm.
From Harvey, but they are again.
Okay, focus. Focus. 12-10.
This half especially has felt very good.
Outlaw.
We don't break those?
From Udaton. It's nasty.
Oh my god.
Through that wall on long,
Also, we have Sovault. Does anybody like playing Sovault?
Hit anybody except for
Is that crazy?
Happyweight has no shields. So I guess clearly the credits on the other side of
Wait, GE didn't time out.
Brought low just by the amount of damage that was done by half.
Do these guys like timing out?
Even still though, GE set up with multiple ultimates, but they're just waiting. Especially with this double duelist, you expect aggression. You expect someone eventually to have.
These guys actually hate timeouts.
Come on, there it was. They didn't quite manage to catch the kill.
Bro, that timing is crazy.
It's only a matter of time before someone faces Udaton. The spike making it back to the seaside. Here comes
the Hunter.
Off the back of the Hunter's Fury. They're trying to force
What are we ulting?
position, and they've done that, but Crystal was the one to fall. A nice shot by No Man, and that's immediately got G.
What did Leo ult?
Push and look elsewhere. But meaning
What did Leo ult?
Well, that's an awkward reveal. They're not fully pushed up short. That's good information from Leo to have, I suppose.
20 seconds left. Time ticking down. Raga in position, but he's lost his teammate. Now he's the only one remaining on this site, but he gets support from above. Shutting it down, at least for now. 10 seconds for the remaining players of G to get in, and they find both kills. No Man, he maybe just needs to survive. In fact, he does. No, he doesn't. He doesn't get away. Pat catches him. G will close their map choice just about and go in with a lead for the second.
A 13-10. Well, it was a close matchup in the end. XLG came through. They started to heat up after a bit of a slow start, but now only embers remain of what could have been a strong opening. Over to map 2, Lotus, after the break.
Let's get a replay of that. Let's just see what the thought process was here. Maybe we're the dumb ones. What if we're the dumb ones? We're just not seeing the vision. Okay, so here, let's see.
Catch the kill.
So our Omen smokes off our own A short line when we are jiggling it and spotting nobody. This, by the way, is an advantageous duel. Peeking short on timing. So we're denying our own info at short for fun. Okay.
It's only a matter of time before someone...
GE's peeking all of C-site. Doesn't see anything. There was a bit of a funny timing here. And then he just ults. So what is Javi blind ulting here?
The spike making it back to the C.
He's ulting the plat player.
Side, here comes the peak off the back of the Hunter's.
Misses him on the first ult. And Leo just decides, well, I'm going to ult him back.
On. The spike making it back to the seaside.
Chat. 67, 67, 67. Thank you. Thank you, chatter. So if our Sova's here, let's see how long this Sova ult is here. He's too short. Yeah, I mean, he's a little short here. I mean, he's definitely looking to like...
Making it back to the...
He ults the Omen on B off of this contact from Cypher. But he's shitting his pants because he doesn't have any short info and he's ulting from in front of the short smoke. So I'm pretty sure he shoots one pulse at this guy and cancels it.
but Crystal was the one to fall.
He shot one pulse and canceled. Oh my god.
A nice shot by No Man.
And then they just get smoked top C because like why are we even ulting C randomly like this? What is even our goal at the end of this round? We're 40 seconds blind ulting C.
And they've done that, but Crystal was the one to fall. Look elsewhere.
So they decide, fuck it, let's just come back and retake A. We've darted ourselves on short. So we know the top short's clear.
Well, that's an awkward reveal.
We're jump spotting. Jump spotting from quad.
They're not fully pushed up short. That's good information from Leo to have, I suppose.
Oh my god.
20 seconds left. Time ticking down. Raga in position, but he's lost it. 20 seconds left. Time ticking down. Raga.
Then Leo decides I'm just gonna peek him. If Leo just chilled and like little peek on timing, give the angle type fight,
In position,
it's a lot better.
but he's lost.
This blind completely whiffs, which is just kind of... Maybe he's just trying to dodge a Cypher.
His teammate now, he's the only one remaining on this.
These kills are
side. He
great.
gets support
It's a great
from
setup, just, you know, having guy peeks off of the contact for graffiti. How do we lose this 3v2 here? How does Cypher end up getting into sight and they lose on time?
Shutting it down at least for now. 10 seconds for the...
In what world does the Cypher flood here? You see 8 seconds left. They don't have front sight. Bombs down default. I wouldn't even put this on No Man. I wouldn't even put this on No Man.
remaining players of G to get in, and they find both kills. No Man, he maybe just needs to survive.
I think he got... What made him lose so much momentum there?
Both kills. No Man, he maybe just needs to survive. If I...
He got bullet tagged. Jett is not holding long. He doesn't have to. Doesn't have to hold long. He's a pivot in that scenario. Rarga has everything. Rarga's holding. He's holding the gap.
to get in, shutting it down at least for now.
He doesn't have to hold short, or he doesn't have to hold long. Right here, he can pivot off of Rarga.
10 seconds
And here, there's 10 seconds remaining. I think if Cypher wants to sit edge of smoke
for the remaining players.
and potentially pivot into the fight off of his teammates here, maybe. Yeah, maybe it's fine. Maybe him coming through isn't even that bad. 8 seconds is enough time, technically. But it's still crazy time pressure. Maybe he sits edge of the smoke and just waits and sees if it's a good opportunity. But that's hard. Did Rarga have wall? I mean, I can understand the reason to not wall here, but he should wall. If he finds an opportunity to get timing to wall, he should, but he's worried about this long timing.
Position, but he's
Theoretically, he could read out the situation. Kills this guy, kills this guy. He knows where the Omen blind came from. He does have time to wall, technically. Yeah, he does have time to wall. I don't know if I would blame a player that's this locked in, though. Front line. Fuck.
Taking map control, they weren't faking out the sentinels, they weren't breaking the utility. There was a nice timeout that came in later from Havoya, but it was essentially just a very simple, let's just go A and try and win there, and that worked. But yeah, I think that tough loss for XLG.
Yeah, thankfully that.
All right, chat. Running 3 minutes of ads. We'll be right back.
Yeah, towards that half.
Thank you for watching.
At the end, I think it's
Bro.
one of those ones where you're looking at global esports and you're starting to look at the individuals here now stepping up when it really matters most. You know, considering that elimination is on the line today.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, XLG did have good timeouts, but overall, global esports reading that much better. And there's a player that we've been talking about a lot. It's Patman. Yesterday, we're like, we need to put out the Pat signal, but it sounds like he's come and, you know, put on his Pat suit and he's ready to go.
Yeah, he was a key player in a lot of these holds, I feel like. Of course, they had the Sentinel utility on the extremities, and then he was just running around, doing his thing, flooding into these sites, anchoring really well. And that's the Pat I love to see.
It's a good sign that Pat is turning up, because I think that as much as it's great that kind of these other players that we've highlighted, Crystal and Yudatan and the likes, I think that Global Esports just feel like a completely different team when you actually have the more experienced players, such as Patman, being able to show up on the stage.
Yeah, it helps so much. You know, together he's sharing the calling with the IGL Javi, and I think this is what we want to see. You know, how they communicate together.
Yeah, I think we've been highlighting players that we don't usually see on GE stepping up. If you have Crystal stepping up, Udatan stepping up, Autumn doing his thing, and then Patman playing like he was in Pacific, this team has got firepower and danger if they win today going into the playoffs.
Yeah, that's right. And
sorry, I'm reading about my issue here.
I think this is definitely,
Since there's like a world that it's happening because the bitrate is like unstable and then it like spikes and then it just DCs for a second. Maybe that's what's happening.
A lot of the players have a lot of experience, and it's just so interesting.
I feel like my bitrate isn't too high though. What's like a proper bitrate to have?
Are reading each other, and now with Lotus on the horizon, I'm very curious how this is gonna be panning out. The last time Global Esports played Lotus, the last 2 times,
10K. If I'm multi-streaming,
so maybe there's a case for that.
Yeah, PaperX pretty good.
I have 7K.
I'll give them a free pass. But the interesting thing was G were playing the exact same composition XLG were playing.
Yeah, they yoinked it.
I have 7K currently.
They literally yoinked it.
Well, there was a setting in Streamlabs that said something about automatically adjusting the bitrate if I'm like dropping frames.
Here with Coach Huboya of XLG. Huboya, 10
Do you have CBR? What is CBR?
What was supposed to happen on Haven for you guys that kind of didn't happen?
I think we gave too much control for the Cypher because he was soloing.
You stream on YouTube, yeah, I multi-stream.
When he was playing Omen, I think we should take a little bit more deep space in defense. And overall, we just maybe panic in the crucial situation, but I think we are doing much better than yesterday. So let's see how Lotus goes.
All right, thank you so much, and let's head back to the server.
Okay.
XLG Lotus.
They're doing much better than yesterday.
PogChamp.
Because that's what Coach.
Yeah, I mean, I also really agreed with his reads there. Like, it seems like Havoy is always giving good answers. It's just that maybe sometimes the execution in the server isn't there. On that defense, they should have been taking a lot of space. The attack side there didn't have lots of utility. So I think that there's always a little perception.
First thing I would try is switching to OBS. The problem is that like my multi-streaming is like built into Streamlabs. So like I would have to do a lot, you know?
Lifting XLG's comp didn't work out. Do you think this is going to come back out again today? Because again, when you're playing like a team.
When is the last time you read YouTube chat? Like a little bit ago.
GE, I don't know. I can never guess what they're going to come up with. The fact that they've played the comp knows that
depends on your internet. I mean, I have 500
they did lose 13-4 though,
down,
so
500 up.
Really do the weaknesses.
GE. I think they've changed composition like 3 times on this single map alone. Never mind what they change from week to week. And that's what I was kind of talking about as we went into that last agent select. Is how
we can set up multi-streaming pretty easily, really.
Event. And it looks as though they are going to steer away from the triple Sentinel mini and instead going for that double duelist.
Okay, GE is playing double duelist.
Yeah, we'll just play that comp. They lost 13-4 playing XLG's comp. When PaperX.
The one I always say is 8K dinos since it's max Twitch bitrate. I see.
Heavy strategy from them.
Yeah.
I mean, I have 7K bitrate. Like, it shouldn't be. It really shouldn't be a bitrate problem.
Autumn being on the jet is a key component for me. We spoke to him yesterday about transitioning from that Sentinel mindset into something like an entry. We saw it on the Phoenix yesterday. We're seeing it on the jet today.
I'm not sure how GE are going to go around the map and breaking all this utility. Their composition is all in. So maybe it's the strategy is just ignore.
Yeah, that's for sure getting me a trick. I'm for sure falling for that, bro.
Really, so far, especially on Haven, we saw rounds like that getting in their face and catching them off guard.
I don't know. I changed some settings. Hopefully that fixes it.
Well, Global Esports is
if it was like some weird like bitrate spikes or something, then I'd put on some settings that help with that issue. Based on the Twitch Inspector thing, it did say something like that. The average bitrate of the stream is too high. This can cause buffering for low bandwidth viewers. Source could also be removed if bitrate is too high. I don't know.
They didn't win it, but it was a.
What does that mean, source could be removed? I guess I have like a lot of like random sources on here.
A third map out of this one.
I don't know. All right, let's go.
Definitely expect it. GE are trying to choose
just hire someone.
To beat.
Bro, I'm not that rich. I have to do it myself.
I've learned in life trying to copy paper.
Or whatever, you know, people help me with.
We'll see if it works out for them. Through the smoke they go, and what Happyway has just met almost the entirety of the opposing team. One player has just been stuck behind the wall, by the way, all the way back towards the spawn, and they are still looking to fight even further forward. Lysor is
4v4, got jiggled out on the deep push.
And now that he's seen the aggression,
Flank is fully known. This crossfire is hard to have when you know that players are close water. Ooh, this net is money.
So many. XLG should walk out of here with a lot of kills. And
well done.
They very much do. A 1-0 start for the defensive side. And again, this is where they were putting on a very good
Should be looking for
show
things like
against
dropped
NRG
frames or an
on
error in the
defense.
Twitch server. Okay.
Starting out with a pistol, definitely a good sign.
Yeah, for sure. Like you go back to even before playing against NRG and regionally, once they started playing this comp, I think it was 3 different appearances. They lost 9 rounds total. So I think it was a 13-2, a 13-0, a 13-7. So this is a composition that teams in China at least will have been trying to beat and failing. And short, GE
how would I even be able to like decipher that?
They know their scrim partner, they know the comp, they know what's coming.
Can I just link it to you?
Doesn't
Probably.
necessarily mean that they're going to have the ability to beat it. Already though. A 5
I don't know. I put one in admin chat if that's helpful. I don't know.
say at least on the A side,
Anyway, XLG with pistol, W. W for them. I think we're going to see 3 maps, maybe.
And of course in this round, they're not up against much.
Feels like every team just hard copied XLG.
Anybody that they come up against.
Because this comp is so weird that it's like...
First shots off.
And a lot of people don't play the comp.
There's not going to be much a chance for Yuditon to even make it out alive. That said, he survives a little longer, gets traded out on, not bad damage.
The fact that GE stole a lot of stuff from XLG probably means that GE will be prepared for the comp, though. Bro, what is Javi on today?
Caught there by the net, and Crystal now has a chance. Still just a classic to work with, and no man will get him in the end. But you know, Tom, when you come in with 5 Spectres, you don't want to be getting out with just 2.
Yeah, no, you kind of expect that to almost...
Maybe GE has some like some good prep though. They're playing the comp that beat them when they were playing this map. Rarga has high audio. Rarga has really high audio. Jesus.
A lot to play with here, other than of course the bounds of utility that are available for XLG. And I will say, going into this map, something that does excite me is seeing Autumn back on the Duelist. I think over the last couple of days, that has been where he truly shines. And already some aggressive space
Oh,
take.
the frisbee fucking hit him.
And in fact, Lysor has been able to bring this back.
Man, we've seen this approach from a lot of teams on first gun against the bonus to try to fight A.
On such a big
They do it because they don't have a Viper in their comp. They're worried about somebody getting the deep A line, but man, is there some variability in this kind of round.
A ton of information, very deep control, and a lot of utility.
We've seen this bonus not get converted so many times. Or I guess the bonus is getting converted so many times when teams take this A fight. GE fortunately up numbers after, but man. Did you also make this comp? No.
Of course they are. Autumn first around the corner, nicely done, and now planting the 3v1.
So risky on the anti-bonus to fight A.
It now comes down to damage, and if he continues...
You would imagine like everybody's just hard copying people on this map.
Very early that he could become
waited for the orb?
That's the problem. There is still the wall in play, and there you go with being tripped immediately.
God bonus setup on this map?
I know that they can take towards the spawn. Just look
like with what comp?
He's already walked all the way back around. And is just watching in case he comes back through.
Wait, what the fuck is the XLG comp? Bro, this is the comp that they've always played.
Now, the one good thing
this is your first time watching it, they played Triple Senti. Triple Senti, and they kept hitting C over and over.
Question, do I just want to hold on to this gun instead?
Well, exits would be very valuable for him, but stepping into Crystal's angle has one.
How deep is your glove? Yeah.
Come only.
Yeah, I play max in-game audio. Yeah, I mean, if you don't have audio blasting, like, you're not really fully trying.
And now you come into this, the bonus, and lose it. It all goes as expected. When we talk about the defensive side for XLG, we know that in buy rounds, when the
and when I play ranked, I don't really try, so I don't have my audio that loud. But audio being like max volume to like hear footsteps is pretty broken. Extremely broken, in fact. If you saw the amount of clips that I have ready for like an audio video, from like all of the clutches that are like thrown because of like poor play. Even in pro play, it's happening all the time.
They are committing to this fight on GE's side. There's a lot more bodies than they might expect here, though.
This is the benefit of this comp, and already Udaton walking into angles has managed to find a couple. In fact, that's his third of the round already. Raga, with a couple of low enemies, had a chance, but
Standing open.
they're both just waiting. They're almost just trying to bait. They're making sounds while not giving anything
It should
away.
be
Like
so
maybe
obvious
trying
that somebody's
to
getting baited for.
Looking at well, Crystal maybe just a little bit early on that one. But they can now just rotate back in the other direction. Raga given slightly more.
I have tinnitus from CS. Don't play too loud. I also have tinnitus, by the way. I get pretty bad tinnitus because I had music and shit way too loud when I was a kid. So like whenever I'm sleeping after like a day where I have like, I don't know, some loud audio, I just hear some nice buzzing noise all night. So fire.
Saw especially in the series versus Leviathan. And they will now equal. That is an early pause. Lose 2 rounds and immediately
30 seconds behind
see
stream.
a pause called
Actually,
by XLG. Bit more easier than the rest.
That's definitely
and I think
a surprise.
That's why, of course, we know that this defense can be there.
going
What is the
Coinbase
crux
win
of this
condition?
composition that is irritating?
Is
the
it that
fact
far
we
behind?
can't take space. Okay, let's go into agents that can take that space at a risk.
What?
Pretty big risk at times.
Yeah, the timer's not
But
even
if you
there.
believe that you can win those individual fights, which I think if you
Eh?
look at Udaton,
What the?
round, he definitely believes he can. This now becomes a
Time
a bit of a
machine.
counter to what they're throwing out, and maybe that's enough. But
Pause, unpause.
Void to go, okay, we need to change something now, otherwise if this happens 3 or 4 more rounds, where are we
I mean, okay, let's be honest. Like, I know it's 2 seconds, but like,
spot?
whenever it buffers, I get mad.
Seeing that pause out early is unusual. You won't see it a lot. Usually it means the game plan from top to bottom is not working. And
Loud
something
mentioned. Shout out
drastic
Luke Show.
Needs to change.
It's a good cam. I like this cam because it's a good reclear cam. The one that's above the box is a little bit better. Just so you can actually clear the switch. A bit easier, but it's all good. Chill vibes. Same idea.
They have ults to fall back on. Even if you can get one of those out of them, it could be a win.
Nobody should care about 2 seconds. Well, if you're in like Discord with your boys, maybe they'd care about the 2 seconds.
Follow up from GE and an opportunity to take the lead as they're up against
Been there.
a couple of pistols. No shields across the board, making this weapon in Autumn's hand very, very dangerous indeed. But I like what XLG are doing, just sitting back and setting traps, waiting for GE to step into them.
Okay, well, Seekers are going to go out. That makes all of those positions nowhere near as valuable. This is the thing, you might look at that and go, hey, they got an ult out of them, but when they have as many as they do, you almost want to cycle them a little bit. Having all 5 online is almost a waste at times, and if it makes a round like this cleaner, helps you build those credits.
Thank you, ASM, for the tier 1, bro. 4 months,
value
my goat.
For the side of global esports than just having all of those ults for the next round.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah, as much as you'd love to have Seekers to go into a site with the Showstopper, you also have the Skydog. Should help out. Just to find
Autumn Jet.
information to point the rocket in the right direction. Lysort, last alive, and look, if they didn't already hear the bookie firing earlier, they certainly know what they're up against now, seeing that smoke bloom. But for Lysort, we can see his chances of getting any kills are
Why is Trick? Who made Trick VIP?
Spike is his play, and well, even if he goes towards spawn,
This guy's typing. What the fuck is this guy typing?
Does have the Showstopper already.
I don't even want to repeat it out loud.
At the end of the world, a little bit of cash, and a 3rd round for GE.
Well, that's kind of the funny thing is, like, I was looking at Autumn, like, it almost tempted to go into that smoke. It's like, no, you have ult. Everybody other than Patman has ult, who needs 1 orb. There really isn't any value.
I mean, the theory behind this comp for attack is pretty much like using cages to help you get space, trips from both Deadlock and Deadlock and Cypher help you in the post, and then Sage Wall also helps you get space. Deadlock Wall helps you get space.
In the first half of the last map.
And a lot of these mains kind of areas are pretty contactable. It's technically one of those maps you don't really seriously need a duelist. But it's still pretty nice to have a duelist. I'm not like a crazy big fan or believer in this comp, but there's some like okay theory behind it.
The other players, GE, have already made noise on this C site, and you can see.
Do you feel like you have a specialty as a coach, things you're extra good at?
About the annihilation, but all the while,
I've always felt like visualization is like
scaling up now towards this A site, less heavily
one of my strong suits.
So getting these picks early It's going to make it much harder for XLG to ramp
So
back
like
in.
understanding or visualizing like how a play should play out, where the gaps
For a
are.
moment, like XLG had a perfect read. They haven't
So like whenever I
seen
make
Nomad
a
this
set
way.
strat, I feel like it's always like
But Leo
pretty
is still
fucking
standing
flawless.
by. 3 players on the
Also, I'm
A
really
side,
small
waiting on
detail
C.
oriented, which I think is kind of missing for a lot of people in this Valorant scene.
Lined up initially, but that hasn't slowed him down. He might not get it with the showstopper, but he has found it elsewhere. Raga's done well.
So like micro, macro. I mean, I don't know. I'm pretty confident in my overall like game knowledge of Valorant.
That space is confirmed. We are going to see utilization.
Coming up with good
and actually
solutions.
just an aggressive peek out from Crystal. One player caught.
You will not kill my
Res used. And that puts the favor back for the defense.
Oh, that is annoying.
Stun actually caught him. That was a no
That is so annoying.
And now Nomad brings it back into a 1v1. But I don't know if he's ever seen Autumn.
I mean, Autumn's not in the rap, so he's favored, bro.
Walked past him just moments ago. The spike not planted for him, and that's why he doesn't check that way. It is a
The irony of a triple Senti comp being better on the attack.
And so much more. But it's GE still to come out on top.
Yeah, that's a
Well,
really
if you really
big
think about it,
blow
attack
for
post plant
XLG.
really is just
GE now
defense.
sitting with a ton
That's
of
so
credits.
bold.
Outside of that, they've got the Blade Storm on Autumn, who I think is going to come in here with an Outlaw, and XLG put all their credits into that last one. They put ultimates into that last one. And even Nomad showing up in a big way was not
Zix knows a lot about micro.
Trailing by 2.
Why do I feel like your intention in saying that comment isn't to compliment me?
And GE have
You know what I mean?
to extend this even further. In fact,
Whoa! Is that a lineup?
great net from Nomad. I mean, they really didn't see that one coming. But for GE, this is their opportunity to push up to 5. And if it's clean, to build up an even bigger buffer of credits. XLG, it's sad, but in this round, they almost need to do damage.
Yeah, but then the other side of the coin is some of those old.
I think if you want people to not go C, then you throw this one-way smoke. If you want people to actually fight C, then you don't throw the one-way smoke at C.
Incredibly tough.
So I kind of like the logic from XLG here.
On the defensive side, and you can't help but feel that.
Whoa.
That missed shot on the stunned-up player made all the difference in the last round. Harvey somehow.
Like if they're trying to fish the enemy team to go toward A, one-way smoke C is pretty good.
A bit cagey from GE. They know how.
You either
important
bait a
this
shit
is,
ton of
of course,
util and tax them, or
The talking point was that they never made.
they just
play
get dissuaded entirely. They do a passive default and go back toward A.
in Pacific. Now they are a map away from making it
Oh.
elsewhere. And well, thankfully Autumn was well aware of the potential of a close position.
The updraft in a small room does sometimes make it hard to hit. You flick up a little bit too high. I'm not even sure that's needed, Patman. I mean, he loved going for the TP plays last map. This time you're up against an eco in a 5v3, and he's like, I'm going to go for the flank play, boys. Fair enough. He's got himself 2 kills for his trouble. Hopefully we don't see that backfire a little bit later.
Is this the Leviathan comp during EWC? It is, yeah. But XLG are like the people that have been running it for like a year plus.
Rounds already. Normally you'd be looking at that and going, that doesn't feel like a death sentence, but 5 in a row versus a triple Senti defensive side comp. A lot of the time, if they get to start on this side,
Yeah, I mean, this is pretty brutal.
they need the other side. They have shown stuff on the attack as well, but
FNS have 40k viewers nearly. That's pretty sick, bro. That is pretty damn sick.
Kind of sold it that they wanted to stem the bleeding. It feels like, Mitch, this has to be the time that they stop it.
Yeah, this has to be where they restore order to this defensive side. An operator in play for Rarga. And so far, you even think back to the last full buy they had, they looked so good on the retake. On
Bro, imagine
so many pickups.
Imagine it's like GE versus Paper X.
Wasn't enough.
You know how many viewers FNS would get? That's like 100k kind of day, no?
Pushed up on A.